is April, and I've been 1 year on YouTube! Actually, in reality, I started YouTube in 2006, vlogging. We won't talk about that. 1 year on Booktube, and I put out an announcement on Truth or Dare for this 1 year video, and you guys responded. And you responded well. So this is what this video is gonna be. Me trying to walk through all of the truth or dares that you gave me without making a complete fool of myself. I probably am, just pre-warning there. Pre-warning. I'm gonna take a sip of my liquid courage. Okay, so I will start out with the Twitter submissions since they're slightly smaller than the YouTube entries. But all of them are equally as awkward as I am. So let's do this. So I got everything up on my phone, so I'll be looking at that. Pre-warning. There you go. You're welcome. Just Stephanie. She says, Truth, what was your steamiest read or dare? You have to produce a very raw, limited edition video on leggings. I can promise you now, nobody wants to see me do a limited edition video. Because, like I said before, I am the most awkwardest person on the planet. So, we will be talking about one of the steamiest reads I have ever read. In all honesty, this was really hard to narrow down because there was a time where I was very into the romance reads and the fan fiction. And if any of you have ever read fan fiction, that can get kind of awkward. It really can. Especially when there's no warnings beforehand and you're halfway through it and you realize that something awkward is about to happen. My answer would probably have to be Every Night Forever by R.E. Butler. The only thing I'm going to say about this book is it is about a group of brothers who are were-hyenas. And if you know anything about the mating habits of hyenas, you know how that goes. There's that. Next, Gabrielle at Furious Reads ask, what's the most embarrassing fictional crush you've had? Or walk somewhere public eating vanilla pudding out of a jar of mayo. As fun and as hilarious as eating pudding out of a jar of mayo would be, I'm gonna give you an answer once again. I'm lame right now, guys. I am lame. But my most embarrassing fictional crush would have to be Trip from Star Trek Enterprise. I know that isn't a fictional book crush, that's a TV crush, but guys, I crushed so hard on that man that, spoiler alert, when he died at the end of the series, I nearly bawled. I had a mourning bracelet on for nearly a month, and then after that bracelet was on the door handle of my bedroom for years. Yeah, that's how bad it was. So, I liked Trip from Star Trek Enterprise. He was my man. It happens. And now, on to the YouTube entries, where things continue to get bizarre and weird and awkward. This is great, guys. This is great. Okay, Monica Book Lover dares me to either dye part of my hair blue or what is my passion besides reading. I'm not gonna dye my hair blue because my hairstylist would probably kill me and I would like to be alive for a little bit longer. So my passions outside of reading, I like photography a lot. You've seen some of that on this channel. I really like doing the shelter photography that I do and just working with dogs. There's something therapeutic about just hanging out with a dog for maybe even 5 minutes. If you're looking for a dog, I can hook you up. Bubbly Book Nerd dares me to either order her a pizza or prank somebody. I will admit right now that I failed on both of these. I was gonna ask for your address and send you a pizza, but I figured you'd probably be a little freaked out. And the only prank I ever really do is when my roommate walks into a room and closes the door and I know she's about to come out again, I just stand there like a creep and wait for her to open the door, and it freaks her out every single time. Someday I might get that on video. I should get that on video because it's great. It's great, guys. It's great. Steve, over at the Lawn Gnome, asks, besides book, what other passions would you want to feature on your channel? Or dare, if you don't want to answer the question, then you have to feature it in a video. I've been thinking about this one for a long time. Because I am at the shelter so often working with dogs, I thought it would be interesting to maybe vlog one of those days when I'm in the shelter playing with the dogs, getting them to stay still for any amount of time, and then just the editing process I do afterwards. So if you guys are interested in a video like that, just let me know down below. I might do it even if you're not interested in it, but I would like to know if you're interested in it. Okay. Tim McGregor asks, what classic book of literature do you hate and consider completely overrated? I have two for this one. Wuthering Heights and Scarlet Letter. Neither of those two books I really connected with. They're a little on the darker end of some reads, which is probably why I think they're a little overrated for my taste. But I'd have to go with those two books right there. Shayla over at Shay Geeks Out asks, what do you think is the biggest flaw on Booktube? If I don't want to say, I get to put a plate full of whipped cream in my face. I have no problem saying what some of the flaws I see in Booktube are. One of my biggest pet peeves when I'm watching Booktube videos is when people make assumptions that most Booktubers are YA readers. They assume that there is nobody else out there that is reading the adult fiction and adult contemporary, and they make that blanket statement that since I see that most of the readers on Booktube are YA readers, da-da-da-da-da. I hate that. I hate that so much. It shows a lack of research or just a lack of branching out themselves and seeing what is truly out there. So, if you don't think it's there, I dare you to look just a little harder before you make assumptions like that. It makes me sad when people say that. That is the flaw that drives me nuts. I said it. It's been said. This one is great, guys. I nearly died when I read this challenge. Nikki, over at Giggle Miggles, challenges me to a Chubby Bunny challenge thing. Okay. Here's the issue. I don't have marshmallows. We're gonna be using Cheetos! This is gonna end very badly! But we're gonna use Cheetos. Okay. See if I can do this before the cat just try to eat all of the Cheetos. I also have Peter Pan right here to read from as I do this Chubby Bunny challenge. I will try not to get Cheetos all over this pretty book. I did not think ahead on this one. I did not. Okay, you guys ready for this?
Gotta find the first page. Not that page. Not that page. You gotta find it. It's really hard. Oh, no, that's chapter 2.
Okay. Chapter 1. Peter breaks through. All children grow up except for one. They soon know that they will grow up. And the way Wendy knew was this. I had a hole in my mouth. One day when she was 2 years old, she was playing in the garden. It's not gonna work. Well, it was probably not a good idea to use Cheetos because there's no way to stick them on the side of my cheeks to do this. So yeah, I got a grand total of 2 Cheetos in my mouth before that epically failed. And if you can hear right now, there are 2 cats eating my Cheetos. That was good. Epic fail. Well, that was good. I also have Cheeto crumbs all over Peter Pan. That is talent. Sorry guys, I expected that to go way better than it did, and it didn't. It really, really didn't. So now we know that April has a hard time planning ahead, and next time there'll be marshmallows. Probably those little mini marshmallows so she can feel really accomplished at something. Gwen, over at Lavender Mud, asked, what was the last lie you told? Or dump a glass of milk over your head. Well, I don't really want to look like a drowned rat, so I guess I will confess to the last lie I told. Let me tell you some backstory. Last Thursday, me and my roommate, for the first time, decided to host a gathering of people at our house for a Foundations of Freedom class. I immediately get home and she's nervous and she's freaking out and she turns and she looks at me and she's like, "Are you nervous?" I'm like, "No." Biggest lie on the planet! Not a very cool lie, but the biggest lie. I was freaking out. I was already going into full out cleaning mode. I was wiping down all the counters. I was doing all the dishes. I was not sitting still. But I decided to lie because obviously you couldn't tell by my freak out cleaning mode. She probably could, but that's what I do. In my mind, I'm like, if I admit to being nervous, I'm gonna be even more nervous. But if I say no, I'm not nervous, maybe I won't be nervous. Didn't really work out that way. I was still nervous. Yeah. You guys are probably expecting like deeper answers than what I'm giving right now. But I'm giving you the truth of my lame life. Yay. Jade, over at Boho Book Wanderer, asked, "Who is my ultimate fictional boyfriend from every book I've ever read and I can only choose one, or I have to unhaul 10 books?" I can't choose one. I have lots of boyfriends and I don't want to give up all of my boyfriends for just one boyfriend. So I'm gonna show you some books I am unhauling. We've got Dark Fever. It just didn't connect. I have Spell of a Highlander for much the same reason. Wicked, which I love the musical. I will continue to see the musical whenever the heck I can. But the book was just, it wasn't what I was expecting, I guess. Yeah. I'm not gonna read it again, in other words. And there is City of Bones. I read this book when it first came out and have had no desire to read the rest of any of the books. It's been sitting on my shelf for so long and I'm not gonna reread it, so it needs to go. Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. There is a lot of hype around this book, but for me, the pictures and the story didn't flow together and it was a little weird at points and I had no desire to continue on in the series. Lone Survivor. I read this a while back. I'm not ever gonna reread it. Nope. Twilight. I gave my hard copy to my roommate and therefore I am unhauling her soft copy because I don't want it. The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon. This was my first dive into Stephen King. It was interesting, but a little boring. Beautiful Creatures. I've attempted to read this one a couple times and have only ever made it partially the way through. So it's time to move on. And then Elixir. You guys have seen my reaction to this book. I was not impressed in the least at all. No. So those are just 10 of the books I've decided to unhaul. I've actually got a whole other box upstairs, but I'm not going to bore you with that. Sarah Ella asks, what book are you totally embarrassed to admit you read? Or do a random dance party to a song you were totally embarrassed to admit that you love. I've kind of already admitted to a book that I'm embarrassed to admit that I've read. So I guess I'm doing a dance party. Guys, you're about to see an awkward white girl dance. I hope you're ready for this. Queen of awkward. There's that. Now you know. Brock over at Let's Read asks, what is the most embarrassed you've been in public? So after you have just seen my dancing, in high school, I used to be in show choir. I'll admit that. I'm probably a little bit better at choreographed dancing than spaz dancing. But senior year, we were doing a number and I was in the front row. And it was that free-for-all time. And you guys just saw how awkward I am. I know I'm awkward. But we did that number, and then afterwards we were settling down, and a couple of the girls in show choir, who you can deem the popular girls, decided to have a little fun at my expense. Safe to say, I was absolutely mortified because I knew they were making fun of me because that was the way I was dancing. And ever since free dancing is just, it brings back some of those things, which is why I don't particularly like to do it. So there's that. Trina over at Between Chapters has decided to give me a dare that might make me pass out. She has dared me to call my local bookstore on camera and give whoever picks up unsolicited book recommendations. I make no promises on how this is about to go. Okay? So just bear with me.
The Novelivia Bookstore. This is Michael. How may I help you?
Hi, Michael. I just wanted to call and let you know that I absolutely love your bookstore.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, and then I was gonna ask, have you ever read any of Brandon Sanderson's books?
I have not, but I hear great things about them, and they're actually in pretty high demand.
You really, really should, because they are absolutely amazing.
Okay, I'll check them out for sure.
Okay, and I will be in soon because, like I said, you guys are awesome.
Well, thanks again. We'll see you soon.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh my god! That was April going outside of her awkward shell. Yeah, that just happened. Trina, I heart your face. Thank you for putting that one out there because that was great and I am still shaking. But that was great. So those were all of my Truth or Dare entries. I hope I did you justice on your requests. I'm still shaking a little bit right now, but it was absolutely amazing to do, and I heart your beautiful faces. Bye.